Hey all, the EZA for this first form Frieza, the transforming one, was just revealed. He looks great offensively. I just have like a little concern defensively because, well, let's not focus on this because this is obviously the weakest version of the character. Attacking defense plus 110, quote unquote infinitely raises. So if you want to build him, you probably want to build him with additionals so that you can get like 8 stacks in before his final transformation rather than just 4 stacks. And it'll take 9 turns to get to this golden Frieza. I'll just go over this quickly and I'll go over his stats while I'm talking about this. So he does get some additional defense which pushes him up to 150 when he's attacking superclass enemies, which is like 90% of the game, or well, I suppose probably 79% maybe right now. Ton of categories. One more for JP, but that doesn't really matter. And I don't think it shows his EZA stats here, but this is 21,000. That's like very much LR level. That's the best TUR in the game for attack, or at least for attack stat. What I'm concerned about is when you go to this final form, the most amount of stacks you could have gotten is 8, and then when he's Extreme Z Awakened he has 150 defense. The one thing I'm worried about is if that's going to be enough. I mean, if he also has this defense raised by 30% here, the only reason I'm worried is that he's meant to be used in long events, right? Because you can only get him once you get to 9. And the reason why that concerns me is because A, he's an extreme class unit, and B, full power Super Saiyan 4 is hitting like 500k defense units for somewhere in the 300ks, and that's the reason why I'm concerned about him, because obviously he's an offensive powerhouse. He gets a guaranteed crit when he transforms. He has plus, I believe this is calculated as start turn, but he gets 200% attack and defense. He does have this raise which makes everything better, and he also has a great chance of stunning, but that's not too consequential. So it doesn't reset the super attack boost. Loses its immense damage. Okay. I'm just looking over this quickly. Obviously he gets his SA 15 rather than SA 10. Obviously his stats are going to be really impressive. His defense already is quite impressive, but when it's easy 8 he's going to be even more impressive. Like the only reason why this sort of concerns me is because he loses his infinite stacking, and what this reminds me of defensively, because in longer events nowadays, that he's a god of infinite Dragon Ball history. No one is gonna deny that he is probably one of the best for infinite Dragon Ball history. But for the events like the, let me check his things quickly. Oh, okay, so he loses Space Travelling Warriors, where his SSR actually had it. Can I find it? Can I find his SSR? Let me just check this quickly. Yeah, no, the last one didn't have it when it should, because and it also should have Planet Namek Saga. Whatever. Anyway. Oh yeah, he can be farmed, so that's pretty cool. Very easy, fairly easy to farm from the Prime Battle. So if you end up pulling him when you didn't before, that's decent. It's not even decent, it's a really good unit to pull from the banners, just like UI Goku Int became a. Speaking of UI Goku Int, I'll go back to him later. Also this is pretty much exactly what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting anything more, since this is exactly what happened to the other 120 leads. and this is probably one of the best things we could have gotten. This tells me that we're going to get the same thing for the TEQ Vegeta Blue and STR Rose EZAs, and obviously the Transforming Blue Goku, that it's just going to go up to 130, which isn't a bad thing by any means. Although, it might be improved a little bit for Vegito and Black because of their restriction of needing all 5 of each type of Super Extreme class. That might even go up to 150%, which you want 1 unit for every type pretty much on a team, so those will be like some of the best leaders in the game. Anyway, let's go back to this Golden Frieza. The reason why this concerns me is if this will work. It's not working. It's not working. There we go. Anyway, this Goku, once it's EZA'd, we're not counting this in determining like my argument. This does not matter. The reason, like, his defense is the same. His defense is the same, with the one exception of it's turn 1, like unconditional, and he A, infinitely raises, and B, has a further transformation on top of that, which gives you dodge as well. There is one thing that I forgot to mention with Frieza that makes him pretty damn valuable for that like Terrifying Conquerors, Wicked Bloodline, things like that team. One thing that makes him extremely valuable for that. But defense wise, this is what worries me, because you're going to be seeing defensive levels that are pretty much just, yeah, if you look at his defense, that's pretty much the same as Frieza's. This is 10k bordering on 11k, and this is only 10k, so that's going to improve a little bit less than this guy. Actually, does it? Hold on. Okay, I'm fairly sure that this is un-EZA'd, but yeah, his defense is going to be higher than the Golden Frieza's. And granted, when I say that this guy isn't very good defensively, I'm talking in events where you won't get the chance to stack this. But even then, he's not like one of the best defensive units in the game. Whereas, I'm trying to think of a good Juggernaut like Jiren. Jiren, of course. You think about Jiren, he doesn't need stack at all. He's got Juggernaut levels of defense, and that's just at 200% of passive multiplier. This guy does need to stack, and his defense, like in the God of Destruction event, Jiren tanks, this guy does not. And this guy's only 3/4 of the way defensively in passive, and then not as defensive in stats. Actually, let me try this. Oh, it's working. Okay, let me just quickly get the Jiren up. So with Jiren, his defense stats are way better, but like even still. Although I suppose I can also use this point to my advantage, because Jiren isn't someone that you want to be running type neutral. This is a point I can use to my advantage. This is turn 1, and he isn't someone you want to bring type neutral into the God event. He does tank very well. Like, he doesn't have guard. He has effective against all types. He doesn't have guard. He tanks very well type advantage, but like if he's getting hit with a super attack, he's not going to be tanking nearly as good as some of like the other units in the game. Just going back to Frieza. My point there is that the God of Destruction events super attacks have kind of like semi been balanced out to the fact that you're not going to be able to stack. In Legendary GT Goku event, that has been adjusted. Like, it has been adjusted power-wise to be able to semi-counter stackers. And in this case, you've only stacked a maximum of 8 times by turn 9. You can't stack any more, and his defensive levels, or at least passive wise and stat wise, are on the level of untransformed Ultra Instinct Goku. Let's just say, for the point of argument, that this just sounds like the ramblings of a madman, but let's just say, for argument, that Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku's super attacks have been adjusted for a Jiren level defensive unit with 8 stacks to take as much damage as Jiren would from the God event, right? Let's just say that for argument's sake, and yeah, so let's just say that for argument's sake, he's not going to be as good as Jiren defensively, so I'm worried that he's going to take over 300k. I'm actually worried that he's going to take over 300k from Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the end of the Legendary GT Goku event. I'll need to try him out, and also one thing. There are 2 things that I forgot to mention about him. I don't believe they help defensively, but they kind of help with one of them kind of helps with mitigating how much damage he'll take. I'm just worried that if you're like already under half health, he won't be able to let you survive. That's literally the only thing I'm worried about with him. And now that that's over, I can talk about his positives. Best offensive TUR in the game, stat-wise, and that carries over to his first form as well, even when he's only got 120% attack naturally. But he also gets his ki. He also gets ki when facing a superclass enemy. Every single form has that, which that's gonna make ki a non-factor because of his link stat. And also he gets this when he transforms, but that doesn't even matter. That almost looks like an LR passive to me. I'm guessing this was like before people had all amazing leaders, and they decided to keep that because it's pretty gnarly. Anyway, this is pretty damn huge. 15% HP at the start of the turn on a terrifying Conquerors team, where not all units have that. Like, you look at a Boo team or a Cell team, they're like healing all the time, but you've got Freezers and Coolers and stuff like that, they don't heal as much. So to have a healer on this level, that's like incredibly good. And I'm sorry it took so long to talk about that worry I have on the defense, because talking about the positives is way more fun. Teams wise, Resurrected Warriors will work brilliantly with Angel Gold and Frieza. Movie bosses, that could be massively buffed in the future. Full Power, that's going to be buffed by the new Frieza. Again, buffed by new Frieza, buffed by new Frieza. Is he? I'm not sure if... Actually, I'm going to check quickly. So I know that first form Frieza's on here, but I'm not sure if Full Power. No, he isn't. So the only... Although they will probably work pretty well together. Terrifying Conquerors about to get buffed. Target Goku, I think that's about to get buffed. Let me just quickly check. I keep having to check these like categories. But actually, no, he isn't on Target Goku. But let me find a unit that works well with. This Golden Frieza. Well, yeah, they would be able to link this and this Golden Frieza. This Cooler. This Cooler. He works brilliantly with him. They'd probably work well together now that I think about it. When he gets an EZA, which my theory is that Dragon Ball Super Broly is anniversary, when this guy gets an EZA, they're going to be monstrous. Revenge. There's probably some Coolers he'll work well with. Inhuman Deeds. I believe the full Power Frieza is on there. Let me check, because I'm pretty sure all Friezas are. Yep. So the new Full Power Frieza will be on there. Gifted Warriors, again, he'll be on there. I think Planetary Destruction, yep. Attain Evolution, that's a niche category as it is. Was there anything else I wanted to talk about? No, I don't think there is. Just overall, the defense is the one thing that worries me, because it's not like ungodly levels of high. and the stat boost isn't that high either, and it doesn't increase other than with the temporary stacking. But other than that, his offense is going to be amazing. I can kind of foresee him putting up 8 mil attack stats, honestly. If you get all 8 stacks, I can see this man hit, like, if you have double support, maybe, let's say Cooler and Turles are on rotation, just to give an example, this guy could easily hit like 8 mil, maybe even 10 mil in that situation. Links, amazing. So that's okay. We just need to worry about key here pretty much. So key, attack and defense, attack and do what the? Oh, I forgot how good Big Bad Bosses is. Wait a minute. Big Bad Bosses was good before Link level 10. I thought that was under 50%. Anyway, this is defense and key, and that's attack. So how much defense does he get? Have I missed defense somewhere? No. So it's 15 and 25. That makes 40, and that makes, yeah, 45% defense. So that's actually lower than I thought it was, because I thought it was 50% defense from Links. And let's just count up attack quickly. That's 20, 35, that's 50, 75, and 95. So 95% attack and 45% defense from Links. I mean, Frieza Link sets are some of the best in the actual game, but like, he doesn't have an actually insane amount of defense from Links, and that was like the thing I wanted him like help with. Like, he's obviously got defensive help from way out before, because he didn't have any passive defense in Golden. Now he's got it, and he's going to be all the better for it. But at the same time, I'm concerned about how he's going to be tanking from some of the harder long events in the game. But even if it does take a turn, the Terrifying Conqueror's Wicked Bloodline team, it's so insane that if he gets it with a super, everyone else is taking double digits anyway, and then when he comes around later, he'll just heal, assuming that you're not dead by then, obviously. This guy is an incredibly good EZA, and especially because he works very well with another EZA, the Cooler. But overall, I'm very pleased with this EZA. He got pretty much everything he needed to be a decent unit defensively and a absolutely dominant unit offensively. This guy's going to be coming out in literally like 12 hours from recording this, because it's about 8:30, so it'll be about 11.5 hours. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Just that minor concern I have. He's probably just going to be completely uprooted when I actually use him, but that was just like the one concern that I had about this unit. Otherwise, offensively, he's going to be completely dominating on the battlefield.